The political impact of the UK COVID-19 inquiry. My name is Mike Cashman, the channel is Britannia Waves the Rules. Please subscribe if you enjoy the videos or find them useful. We have a UK COVID-19 inquiry set up. The terms of reference were, or draft terms of reference were published a few months ago, and at the end of June, terms of reference were confirmed. The chair is Baroness Heather Hallett, who is a barrister, a judge. She was the coroner for the 7/7 inquests, widely praised for her empathy with the victims, a distinguished career, seems an eminently suitable person. A number of QCs, so top-notch barristers, have been recruited to help with the inquiry. Terms of reference are quite wide and have taken account of review comments to cover quite a wide range of aspects, to examine the COVID-19 response, the public health response, and all sorts of impact, response of the health and care sector across the UK, the economic response, and identify lessons to be learned. You can find the terms of reference easily on the internet, UK COVID-19 inquiry terms of reference. So it looks like the inquiry is actually going to get going. Now, of course, first of all, it will examine written evidence. It will work out the way in which it will operate, parallel streams, how witnesses will be dealt with, and so on. The excuse that was used a year ago and more as to why an inquiry wasn't being set up last year, for example, the excuse used was, oh, well, there may be a surge of COVID cases over the winter and doctors and other senior medical people may be busy with that. What I said at the time, and we can now see is true, is that the early months of the inquiry do not involve any time from medical staff at all. So Heather Hallett was appointed in December 2021. That could easily have been done 6 or 12 months earlier, without any impact on operational medical care. Boris Johnson clearly wanted to postpone the inquiry for as long as possible. Some people have said, oh, it's because he wanted to push the findings of the inquiry back after the next election, and obviously he was hoping to serve as Prime Minister until the next election. Personally, I think that what he would be more concerned about is the point at which he gives oral evidence to the inquiry. Now, that'll still happen, but not as Prime Minister. I think that's much more newsworthy television and may be embarrassing for Boris Johnson. Inquiry will look at some unusual approaches, such as the national test and trace that was so spectacularly ineffective, led by somebody with no experience of doing that, Dido Harding, wife of a cabinet minister. But, let's recognise that a fast-track appointment of Kate Bingham for the vaccines task force did prove effective. Key thing that clearly that it ought to look at is the procurement of key equipment and supplies and the fast-tracking of these contracts to Tory friends and donors. Now, facing journalists asking questions about this, Tory ministers have generally been able to blag through the questions with statements such as, we were in a hurry, implication, we were in a hurry, so anything goes. I have said this before, I have had responsibility for procuring supplies during a pandemic, and when you are in a hurry and you bypass normal procurement procedures, then and I've been in this role in a different situation, the senior responsible officer needs to take personal accountability for ensuring fitness for purpose, suitability of supplier, and ideally value for money. It's not a free pass to work on a basis of anything goes and we can lob the contract over to a friend because nobody's watching. I trust that the inquiry will get into the details of that. I wrote an article called The Political Impact of the UK COVID Inquiry in April 2022 for West England Bylines, so that goes further into the detail of some of the points that I made here, but obviously it's written as of April, and at that point we didn't know that Boris Johnson was going to be forced out in July, though separately I had forecast that. So I do look forward to the findings. Has started later than it needed to have done, but it has started. It's well resourced, well equipped, got an effective chair in place, and perhaps the passing from government of some of the key people, Cummings, Javid, Hancock and Johnson, will allow an inquiry to proceed with less danger of political interference. So I look forward to the results. That's my view. Please feel free to share your own. Channel is Britannia Waves the Rules. Thank you.